still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you today? Diane, were you concerned I wasn't going to show up for work? I mean, I forget to turn on the camera some days. I get tied up, phone call, text messages, wrapping things up. I mean, it is a full sprint. I barely have enough time to go to hair and makeup in the mornings. I really don't do that. I really don't do that. Well, serious. I mean, it is a boom, boom, boom. And some days it's up to 7:59 and 59 seconds. Diane was concerned I wasn't going to show up for work. She thought I would lay out. Remember that? Is that what they say? You're going to lay out today? Lay out of work, not show up, not even call in. My employees used to get so angry with me. They would call in and say they were sick, and I'd say, "What hospital are you in so I could visit you?" "I'm not in a hospital." "Well, you should be at work." No, I'm just joking. Wow, this is how this day is going to go, and I love it already. I am your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com at 10 a.m. We will have the Georgia Hour, and he is angry. Yes, the beast is angry. I mean, he is angry. Josh McCoon is angry. He's an angry little elf, that boy is. Anyhow, we will talk about his anger at 10 o'clock. That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. It's good. It's good. Hi, Diane. All right, so give me number 71 so we can start out. Monday, we won't be here Monday. We will be back Tuesday. So here's the game plan, all right? Monday is all of the men and women who wore the uniform of the United States of America that are no longer with us. We will honor them Monday. That's Memorial Day, Monday. We're going to take Monday off here. All right. Diane deserves some time with her family. We try to make sure that is a priority here at the organization. We try to make sure that's a priority. So Monday we won't be here. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we will be right here, putting the final touches on the June 7th election at the Georgia GOP Inc. State Convention. We will be working hard next week, 4 days. We will leave here, go to Dalton, register, because I am a state delegate. We will register Friday afternoon, get everything done. So we're registered, go to all the vendors, say hello to people there. And then Saturday morning, we will be at the convention all day long. There you go. That's the schedule. Anyhow, so that's Monday. Now, Also, Memorial Day weekend. We call it the parade because they start coming out of the city. They start trekking this way. We call the 4-lane, right out on the 4-lane. You're not from the country. Do you not understand that when I say out on the 4-lane? Well, we'll talk one of these days. So out on the 4-lane, about like 10 o'clock this morning, 11, especially about 1 o'clock, the campers, woo, the boats, woo, headed north. We call it the parade that we do not. So shopping is done if the good Lord is willing. We always live here if the good Lord is willing. Bottom line, if the good Lord's not willing, nothing's happening. If the good Lord is willing, I will not venture out. Well, I don't normally venture out anyway, but I will not venture out. I don't want to be in the mess. Because what happens at our local box store, and you know which one I'm talking about, you go up there and shopping cart after shopping cart are people that are here for the weekend. Ooh, that's great. I'm glad they spend money. Taxes come in. Oh, God, they love the taxes around here. But taxes start rolling in from sales tax, and the shopping buggies are out, and you have people throwing, the pork chops and all the meats in there and barbecue sauce. So I took enough time. So that is this weekend. Give me number 69. America, pay attention. America, pay attention. Because, we have what I call unsung heroes in America. Really, I do. There are many unsung heroes in America. And this guy right here, this guy is an American hero. He really is, folks. Fulton County is bullseye in America. It really is. The heart, the depth of Democrat corruption is Fulton County, Georgia, and this guy will not give up. They have come after him. They've attacked him. I mean, anything and everything they could throw at this guy. His name is Jason Frazier, and he will not stop. He's an American hero. Now, Fulton County commissioners will not, he is the appointee from Fulton County Republican Party. He is their appointee that they have put forward to be on the election board in Fulton County. We will show you later in great detail the Democrat attack on him and what's going on. Also want to give a shout out to Julie Adams, who also got turned down. But this guy right here, I just have to tell you, American hero. Now, I'm going to switch from American hero, Diane, to an American treasure. Number 30. We're going to get to all the big, beautiful bill, but America needs to know this. This is a treasure. Voter GA. Now, Voter GA is a large organization, all right? But it's hard to think of Voter GA without Garland Favorito. Garland Favorito is an American treasure. I'm just saying that. I love the man. I really do. I care for the man. He's compassionate. He's real. He's determined. His persistence, never give up. So Fulton County commissions reject Republicans but approve Democrats for election board. Garland and Voter GA have laid out in great detail in this release the parts of Fulton County Board of Elections rules and their own laws that's supposed to govern them that they did not apply. Now, we're going to get away from this. At 10 o'clock, I'm going to clear some things up. Because yesterday, my segment at 10 o'clock was actually based on Josh McCoon. Let's go ahead and give me number 18. Or no, 14. Give me 14. Josh McCoon's stunt at the Fulton County Board of Commissioners. Now, I will be the first to admit, because God knows they can't admit jack, you know what. They can't. But I will be the first to admit that yesterday's segment focusing on his campaign stunt was a little confusing to several around the state concerning your own election board. I will clear that up. I got so many messages yesterday on that. It will get cleared up this morning. It's an easy fix. We'll do that. But what he did was an election stunt, period. So take that down. Now, are you aware that there was a Maha meeting yesterday? Now, we're not going to play the whole video right now, but give me video 9 and put it there at 1 minute when you get to it. Just go ahead and roll it out. There was a Maha meeting. The media will not talk about it. It's not on any of the networks, right? MSNBC, CNN, nothing on the networks about the Maha meeting yesterday morning with President Trump.
This place is something special. You never get used to it. It really is. As we mark a historic milestone in our mission to make America healthy again. We started Make America Great Again, Bobby. I'm not sure you can get away with that without having to make a major payment because, this was...
I copyright
Maha. He goes to Maha. But no, Maha's become hot. Over the past few years, we've built an unstoppable coalition of moms and dads, doctors and young people and citizens of all backgrounds who have come together to protect our children, very importantly, keep the dangerous chemicals out of our food supplies, get toxic substances out of our environment, and deliver the American people the facts as to really where we're going. And we want to have what we deserve, and we want to be healthy, and we want to have a lot of good things happen, and I think we're going to have that. I think this is just the beginning. We have some of the most brilliant people sitting on this panel, and likewise in the...
All right, we're going to get into that much more into the program. Now, what I do here is I bring you the status of where we're at, is what I call it. Some people get confused with my delivery, and I understand that. I get it. But sometimes it's not a matter of agreeing with me or disagreeing. It's a matter of this is where we're at. No matter what you think about Bobby Kennedy, he is Trump's friend. I'm serious. They're friends. You can, if you have studied, if you know Donald Trump for years, if you studied him all the way back from 2016, if you grew up where I grew up, where Trump was on the nightly media with Mary Koch in New York all the time, you got to feel and you get the understanding with the interviews of other people when he really likes someone. Bobby Kennedy has been Donald Trump's friend for years. I mean, he's really smooth with Bobby. That's his friend. So like him or not, Bobby is close. Now, the other thing I want to show you, because this is another one right here, and this has nothing to do on agree, disagree, support. Give me number 72. Trump likes this guy. No matter what podcast you listen to today, no matter who's saying what, no matter how much you dislike Mike Johnson, Trump likes this guy. I have never wavered. I've never come to you and said, oh, well, this is my pick this is the guy I want for Speaker of the House. I've never done that. I mean, I have been a Speaker of the House critic going all the way back to John Boehner. We'll start with that one. Okay? Period. This guy went to Mar-a-Lago, made a deal, and according to Donald Trump, he is keeping the deal for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is happy with this guy. It doesn't matter. Well, it matters. But concerning your like and dislike, Donald Trump likes the guy. Same thing with Bobby. You voted for Trump. There you go. Mike Johnson's your Speaker of the House. Trump's happy with him. Now, that being said, we're going to cover multiple things. Now, I know, Diane, you told me you were battling a Facebook video. I hope we can get that corrected, because at 10 o'clock, I want to highlight all of the upsetting things and the misinformation that, once again, Chairman Josh McCoon of the Georgia Republican Party spewed last night in his anger rant. Now, so I'm going to give you this before we go to our first break, because we are going to get into several things. Democrats are very happy. Give me 31 of what happened in Fulton County. We'll show you all this in a moment, and momentarily we'll show you all this. 31, we have a win to celebrate. Thanks to your emails, calls, and public comments, the strong community presence, the nomination of Jason Frazier and Julie Adams to Fulton County Board of Elections has been successfully stalled for the time being. Now, if this goes to court, because I'm going to lay this out at 10 o'clock in the Georgia Hour, I have conversation with Garland Favorito. I've got a conversation with David Cross concerning this, because he works on election integrity. I've had several conversations. I have text messages. The lawmakers, once again in Georgia, have let Republicans down. This is not me. I'm not the confusing one. The lawmakers, you like the word codify. The lawmakers of Georgia had an opportunity to codify and strengthen the rules concerning election boards all the way from the top down, talking about the State Board of Elections, and chose not to. Like everything else, lawmakers in Georgia have this situation so convoluted, you got to wade through the several different opinions and how they read. We're going to get into it. Now, the whistleblower. Remember these guys here, right? What were their names? Give me number 42, Diane, right? Remember these guys here? Gary, the IRS guys that tried to tell us everything. This is Ed Martin, right? Ed Martin, the pardon, the guy that handled the pardons for President Trump. Where's it at? I had it here a minute ago. Ed Martin. Give me number. Pretty sure it's. All right, so here's Ed Martin. He's with, I just wanted to remind you, Gary Shapley and Joseph Ziegler. Now, a lot of people in America may not remember this alarming testimony of what they were told not to pursue with Hunter Biden, what to overlook. This was eye-opening testimony, and it also proved, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that someone was running the Biden administration outside of Joe Biden. This is Ed Martin. Now, 44, we're going to show you something, okay? Because you and I know that Joe never ran the Oval Office. He was never in charge one day. We know that, okay? And we know Joe was put in place. We know the long story of how it happened, 2020. But Ed Martin has been involved in discussions and investigations relating to whistleblowers in a few different contexts. Allegations of whistleblower in auto pen pardons. Now, some of the names, you see Anita Dunn and Bob Bauer. So we're going to venture into this a little deeper because God knows ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, Fox News, I don't know if they're talking about it, but we will. We're going to venture into this a little deeper because the auto pen, it's not a laughing matter. The state of America today and what the deep state did to you and I, our children, our parents, everything, it's not a laughing matter. And the attacks that President Trump is enduring on a daily basis from every direction, whether it be Israel, Russia, Ukraine, China, tariffs, Harvard, no matter where the attacks are coming from, it's not a laughing matter what happened and really who needs to go to prison. Now, some people are wanting to give Kash Patel, because we don't, if there's an FBI investigation, and I will get into that after the break, but some people want to give Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, and Dan Bongino benefit of the doubt and patience. Maybe there's some things developing, but we will talk about that. So keep that in mind. We're going to talk about that. What else do we have? Number 55, homegrown terror. All right. Now, homegrown terror, American radicalized by far left before killing Israeli diplos. These were Israeli diplomats in Washington, D.C. This is horrific. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it. These two young Jewish diplomats there getting ready to get engaged, going to be engaged, and the number of bullets that this guy opened up and just, killed these two innocent people. I mean, it's horrific. I mean, Jewish people, anyone across this country, it's just horrific. It's evil. It does not matter when you say Jewish attack. I get it. Doesn't matter what attack it is. Killing someone is born out of evil, period. Now, that being said, give me number 54. Now, the Telegraph is reporting this here, and we won't go too far into it. I just want to lay it out. Suspected Washington gunman is BLM protester. BLM protester. So give me number 56. And again, this is the Washington Post, right? I mean, not Washington Post. I'm sorry, the Telegraph. The Telegraph, suspected Washington gunman is BLM protester who flaunted support for Hamas. The terror suspect accused of killing two Israeli embassy staff flaunted his support for Hamas online and attended Black Matter protest, plural. Just saying. Just saying. So, Democrats, just saying. All right, folks, we'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to go right into the whistleblower story. I want to go into that one, but I know you love our daily, and we'll do it again at 10 o'clock. The Karens, right? You guys have, the Karens of the GOP have become quite a hit. So we thought that, last we looked, we had the Karens were over at the water. They were on the boat. So we're always trying to find safe spaces for the Karens. So give me number 27. The Georgia GOP Karens, because they're sensitive. They're very sensitive people. So there they are. It's pool day, and there's Josh, and that's Nancy Babbitt coming down the slide, and there's Debbie Dushitz, and there is Travis. Oh, John Fredericks is double fisting it. Look at that. Fredericks double fisting it with the champagne. There's the narcissist there. There's Sally Grubhub. Candace is in there. Now we have Shelley. We have Shelley Winters back there at the rotisserie. Who is our? I need to know at the back there who that is on the right, because I do not make the Karens of the Georgia GOP. Oh, there's the credit card paying for everything. Right there is the American Express card paying for everything. All right. Now, if you blink, right, what happens? The attack dog shows up. That damn attack dog gets in there everywhere. There's the attack dog. Take a break. We'll be right back after these messages.
At Dave's Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Dave's Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Dave's Chevrolet. Dave's gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCar Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Okay, trying to figure something out. You guys are, wow, you guys are unreal. You're nominating people to be on the Karens, one of the Karens of the Georgia GOP. We have something started there. Oh my God, it's like you're not. And I have one of you said, let's go back to that. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics, number 27. You're watching BKP Politics on Voice of Rural America. We created last week the Karens of the Georgia GOP because they need a safe space. They're offended. They're sensitive. You know, their feelings get hurt quite easy. Seriously, they are the liberal space, safe space. We're creating safe spaces for this group of people, this sensitive group. Okay. Now, I have been told I couldn't identify the guy in the back right corner, but someone has sent me, I don't know, that is Jeff Delamajoro, the part of the Josh McCoon slate for state candidates, aka his cover-up team. So that's Josh. That's what I've been told. And you have recommendations to the Karens. Take it down. You guys are amazing. Now, did I tell you I'm your host, BKP? Okay. Did I tell you you're watching Voice of Rural America or BKP Politics on Voice of Rural America? Did I say good morning, Diane? Now that all of that is complete, Monday is Memorial Day, where we honor the ones that are not with us any longer who wore the uniform, men and women. All right, that's Monday. We will not be here. So I have a question. We're going to get right into the whistleblower, but I'm coming up at 10 o'clock. It's going to be the Georgia Hour. Now I have a question. Stay with me, America. Do not leave. Georgia is the target center of we're trying to clean up the swamp, okay? So I'll make this brief. I'll go into detail at 10. This is my old phone. And what I did is I bought a new phone, all right, a new phone. And I turned this phone into the show phone. We have a phone here dedicated to this program. So that way I know anything that comes in is about the program. Any viewer from here all the way around the world internationally, and I've gotten messages internationally, when we put the number on the screen, can call this phone, text this phone, send me messages on this phone. So we wanted this line to be dedicated. But the point is, when I moved all of my personal stuff over to this phone, pictures of my grandchildren and stuff like that. This one, just 2 days ago, has run out of memory. I'm like, what the heck? You know, I do a lot of video on this, pictures. When I go to events, I use this phone to do Facebook Live while I have so it ran out of memory. And then I go here on the phone and I look at all the apps. God knows what is eating up all of my. And then I see this app, and I bet this app is like 4 years old. I don't even remember putting it on here. I think I put it on here one day because I did a voice recording for an interview. So I would do interviews and record the interviews so I could go back. And it says easy voice recorder. You'll not be able to see that, but it says easy voice recorder. And I look, because I asked the phone, I look and I've got 7, 8, whatever voice recordings in there that I don't remember from a long time ago. So I start going through them, and I happen to have a 1-hour conversation with Chairman Josh McCone. And I'm like, when did that happen? I mean, this is back in 2023. Maybe 2024. I don't know. But I'm like, when did this happen? And I listened to it. I'm debating if I should release that audio. I really am. And I got to talk to you because I believe in right and wrong, and I believe in doing the right thing. And I'm trying to really trying to drain the swamp, get rid of the evil that we can to turn things around in Georgia. This goes back from 2020 when they stole an election. And I'm thinking, should I release this? So I'll talk about it during the Georgia Hour. Now, so that being said, I want to go to this just before we get to Maha, the big, beautiful bill everybody's all worked up about, right? Number 44. Hi, Diane. How are you? I don't even know if I said hello. Did I say hello? If I did, hi. If I didn't, hi. So, Ed Martin. Now, I go on there this morning and I'm seeing the Washington, D.C. shooting and the killing of these two innocent, just horrific shooting in Washington, D.C. of these two Jewish couple. And I'm seeing the picture and video of Janine Piero. What's her name? How do you say her last name? Anyhow, Judge Janine. We all know her as Judge Janine on Fox. And she's on there. And she's the replacement for Ed Martin for the Washington, D.C. federal attorney for the administration, the D.C. district federal attorney. That Ed Martin, they pulled his nomination. The president didn't have to, but he did, pulled his nomination because he would not get confirmed, right? Because he orchestrated, as they say, he was Trump's pardon chief. He was called the pardon chief, okay? So now you're on there and you're seeing on the TV, Pam Bondi. Oh my, I'm not a Pam Bondi fan, all right? Just move on from that. But you see Pam Bondi, and then you see Judge Janine. That's the only thing I know to call her, right? And I keep thinking it's like, wait a minute, there's Judge Janine. Is the 5 covering this? No, she is actually now the acting DC, right, federal attorney, the D.C. District Federal Attorney or whatever. Ed Martin was pulled. So here you go. Why did they pull Ed Martin? What does he know? What are they hiding? Were they hiding dementia about Joe? No, you and I knew about it, but they were hiding it from the people outside of the 3% that pay attention. Were they hiding prostate cancer? What were they hiding? Why did the auto pen? Who ran the auto pen? Okay, who ran the auto pen that pardoned Joe's entire family, right? And Fauci and Milley. And all of the January 6th select committee members. You name it. They got a preemptive pardon. So when we actually investigate, when we actually uncover all the crime, you're okay. Anything you did between this date and this date. Why? And who did it? Now, we have to, I don't know if it's going to go to the Supreme Court, but somehow, some way, we're going to have to get clarification on if auto pen documents, regardless of what they may be, are legal. Now, there's a such thing as DocuSign. You can do that. There's people that have closings on properties that never show up in anybody's office, and it's called DocuSign. There are things you can do. But, so Ed Martin has been involved in discussions and investigations relating to whistleblowers in a few different contexts. Allegations of the whistleblowers is auto pen pardons. Ed Martin has publicly stated that a whistleblower has come forward regarding the use of the auto pen to issue pardons. The alleged whistleblower claims that a small group of individuals were responsible for operating the auto pen, which was used to issue pardons. Now, here's where it gets a little spicy. The individuals alleged involved included Ron Klain, Chief of Staff. Now, Ron Klain is the first Chief of Staff for Biden going in. He left, but then he came back. Anita Dunn, Bob Bauer. They're married. They're a couple. Anita Dunn, Bob Bauer, Steve Ricketts, and Jill Biden. Jill. Ed Martin's role and actions regarding the whistleblower. Ed Martin has been described as the pardon chief and is reportedly looking into the auto pen pardons. He is also reported to be examining potential government and big tech targeting of individuals, possibly involving information from the whistleblower. In the past, Martin has been involved in cases related to whistleblowers and has been accused of retaliating, been accused of retaliating against a whistleblower. Now, okay, so here's Ed Martin, number 42. We'll just throw this in the mix, number 42. And here are two whistleblowers, Gary Shapley and Joseph Ziegler. Now, here we have 47, a little view of the auto pen standing there. Wonder who's getting pardoned today. Wonder what we're signing today. There's Joe. There he is, signing something, right? And that is a little graphic that, there you go. There's the auto pen. Sign it there. Then we have number 46. Now, this would be interesting because House GOP demands Biden's doctor and advisors testify on his health. The Republican-led House Oversight Committee on Thursday took its first step in its now investigation of the White House handling of the health. Now, wait a minute. So the corruption is, I mean, right now, we have debt that can totally wipe us out. We have war that could totally wipe us out. We have unrest around the entire world. Sorry about that. We have invasions on our border. Drug crisis. I mean, I could list over and over. And the guy in the center, Joe Biden the 12th, we don't know which Joe Biden. That's for my friends that always think there was several Joe Bidens. Okay, we'll go with that. Anything could happen, right? In 2020. See, I have zero problem saying they stole 2020. Zero problem. Because it's not just what happened in Fulton County. It's not just what happened in Michigan in the Detroit Coliseum or whatever it is where the van pulled in. It's not just what happened in Pennsylvania where the truck driver took a tractor trailer load of ballots and dropped them off. It's not just anywhere or anything like that. It's the whole entire package of what the deep state did, from COVID to Zuckerbucks. We haven't forgotten drop boxes, mobile voting vans, Georgia, the Brad Raffensperger, what was that? Consent decree, everything all rolled together to the theft of an election, to the disaster today. It equals up. Biden's administration is the first. We talked about this the other day. It's the first administration totally and completely run by the deep state. In the past, although the deep state, it's like, Nixon talking to the CIA on the tape says, I know what happened to Kennedy. But Nixon dare ask for the details. So every one of these presidents, the deep state has been a shadow in the office. And every once in a while, these presidents think like, I'm in charge. I'm in charge. And the deep state has to say, now, wait a minute, okay? But that being said, this is the first full term where Joe Biden, the deep state, ran everything. Now, so the whistleblower, let's go back to that number 43. So there's two names on here. Now, recently, Robert Hur, right? In the interview, remember when Robert Hur said, look, I can't put the guy on the stand. The president of the United States is not coherent. He can't pass for no more than a dawdling old dementia grandpa with no teeth, right? I can't ask the guy to put his teeth in and go on the stand and whistle and say, I don't remember, I don't recall. I can't do that to America. In fact, Robert Hur also, these are my words, these are not written down, but he had to stop and think, wait a minute, is it my place to alarm America of what's going on with this guy? Is this actually my place? I'm just the special investigator going through his documents and making a determination and writing a report. My report could be looked at and will be looked at all around the world. Is it my place to tell the world we got a problem? Is it my place to handle this? When knowing Jill, Bauer, Dunn, his cabinet, Kamala Harris, the news media, each and every one fully aware that this guy's not running things. So Hur took an attack just for that sentence saying, I can't put grandpa on the stand. And Martin floats names of gatekeepers in Biden's auto pen controversy. Trump accuses exploiters of treason. All right, now, let me say this. the federal government, every single day, these evil people continue to want to tell you the powers and the separation of powers and a constitutional crisis every single day, except when this guy was in office, knowing this is a constitutional crisis. So when you listen to, because we have the book, right? Now we have Biden going on tour. He goes to The View, BBC. Then we have the audio comes out, and then the guy's dying of cancer. But remember, he will be a guy that died from cancer who is a crook, was a crook, and will be a crook in the afterlife if he gets a chance. If you get diagnosed, there's a guy in cell block C down there serving 6 life terms for murder. He's diagnosed with cancer. When you get done with the diagnosis, the damn guy's a murderer. Joe's a crook. End of story. Don't cry for me, Argentina. The man is a crook. Now, that being said, I don't know where this stuff comes from some days, but then we have the audio. We have the audio. And then we have the voice. You know the voice in the audio that helps Joe? Helps him? Like it was 2016. Well, you know who that voice is? Give me right here, number 48. You see, is Biden's White House a behind-the-scenes power couple comes to the forefront? You see, that's Anita Dunn and Bauer. Is it Robert Bauer? They're a couple. That's husband and wife. That's the guy's voice you hear prompting Joe Biden. This is the woman that guided Joe Biden. Don't worry, Joe, I got it. So, give me number 49. We can't let this corruption go. In the early days of 2020 were dark ones for Joe Biden, whose sputtering Democratic primary campaign had suffered embarrassing finishes in Iowa and New Hampshire under a deluge of bad press and waning enthusiasm among progressives. Enter Anita Dunn and Bob Bauer. They have been in on the crime all along. All along. Nancy Pelosi, we know this. James Clyburn, the fish fry in South Carolina, that's where they turned it around. Anita Dunn is in there. Bob Bauer's in there. You go down there, you pull his ass across the finish line. Nancy Pelosi told, what's his name down there? Clyburn in South Carolina at the fish fry. Right after that, that's when Elizabeth Warren and the boy who would be king, Pete Buttigieg, the gay mayor from South Bend, Indiana. Well, he's gay and he was mayor and he lived in South Bend, Indiana. There you go. Remember when they all start getting out of the race after South Carolina? Anita Dunn and Bob Bauer were along for the entire fix. With his political career on the line, the former vice president elevated the roles of the married couple. Two of Washington's top Democrat strategists with decades of experience quietly guiding the president and presidential candidates. All right? So, give me number 50. Dunn, a communications specialist, took control of Biden's campaign, immersing herself in its minutia from the small cubicle in Philadelphia headquarters. Bauer, a former Obama White House counsel. So, look, Obama took over, these people took over immediately to run everything. I mean, anytime somebody laughed and said Obama's third term, Bauer, a former Obama White House counsel, would help shape the campaign's response to some of Biden's thorniest political vulnerabilities, including his son's overseas business dealings. Within months, Biden had secured the Democrat nomination and eventually toppled Donald Trump in November election. Allies credit Dunn and Bauer with helping resuscitate. That's a tough one for me. Allies credit Dunn and Bauer with helping resuscitate Biden's political operation to land him in the Oval Office. Give me 51. Today, as Biden enters perhaps his most tumultuous period of his presidency, he is again turning to his counsel, Bauer, his personal attorney, and Dunn, his senior advisor. Both are among a small cadre? Is that how that is? Cadre of allies, of aides responsible for crafting the legal public relations response to the discovery of what? Confidential records at Biden's Delaware home and his former Washington office. So these people are running the auto pen. That's what the whistleblower is indicating. Dunn comes in all through the campaign. Bauer comes in from White House counsel with Obama. They are in there all the way, even up to the point where Bauer is his attorney sitting next to him. That's the voice you hear, 2016. They know all along he has dementia. They know from the campaign all the way through the campaign, from the time this man here knows, and so does she, that when he sit next to Biden with Robert Hur, that he should have went back and said he should have called Kamala Harris and the cabinet and said, Houston, we have a problem. You see, they all knew. The whistleblower that Ed Martin says, Anita Dunn, let me go here. Give me back 44. You see, they knew. They all knew. We've got to have these people going to prison. There's a lot of them. They got to go to prison. We cannot allow them to do what they did to the United States of America and just walk away. No. The whistleblower auto pen pardons, number 44. Ed Martin has publicly stated the whistleblower has come forward regarding the use of the auto pen to issue the pardons. The individuals alleged involved are Ron Klain. All right? Ron Klain comes out of the Obama. Ron Klain, chief of staff. Ron Klain comes back in campaign time. Anita Dunn, Bob Bauer, I just put them on the screen, Steve Ricketts, and Jill Biden. They were all in on it. All in on it. The pardons, the corruption from day one. All right, take a break. When we come back, it's Maha time. We'll talk about that. We will prepare for the Georgia Hour and the big, beautiful bill. They're all worked up over the big, beautiful bill. We'll discuss that one. Let me see. What do we have here before we go to break? Give me number 11. This has been a fan favorite. We call them fan favorites. Okay, we'll say that. All right, here's Josh McCoon sweating it up. That's the GOP Inc. credit card that he said he accidentally used the Georgia GOP Inc. credit card for the, is it $479 a month personal trainer? Wow, a personal trainer. Well, let's not forget he makes over $250,000 from the state. Can you say compromised? That's what I say. Take a break.
Chevrolet,
Today's Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Dave's Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Let me give you a little rule. Good morning, Diane. Let me give you a little rule. I do not. We have amazing viewers. Just absolutely. You are. I mean, the people that watch this show, all four of you. That's what Bill Simons told me yesterday. I got a message, something from Bill Simons, and if you're not in Georgia, you wouldn't understand this, but I'll just throw it out. That said, I hear I had honorable mention on your show today. One of your four viewers or something like that. So anyhow, I think that's hilarious because the show grows daily. But anyhow, so I don't use your name. I do not, unless you give me the green light. And I did get a couple messages, and I do know an individual that, like, I don't know if it's the first time, but said, you know, the Georgia GOP, these people are like Karens, and we ran with the Karens of the Georgia GOP. So thank you out there. I mean, I will not take credit for the Karens of the Georgia GOP, Inc. You're nominating people, so I'm not taking credit for it, but it is amazing. Many of you, I've gotten a couple messages like, I've been calling them Karens for I don't know how long, but you guys did it out there. I appreciate you. It's flying off the shelf, the Karen. I don't know if we're going to have enough room in the pool or the next event. The safe space. The Karens need to have an identified safe space if they're offended or harmed or feel harmed. Okay, so we'll get to that later. Now, the big, beautiful bill. And let me just comment on the big, beautiful bill for just a moment. Why do I do stuff like that? I mean, why do I do stuff like that? My mom's always wondered. Now, Harvard, right? Harvard, they're upset because Trump said, where is this? Give me this from Homeland Security 59. Ooh, they're upset. Now, not to spend a lot of time on this, Trump administration bars Harvard University from enrolling foreign students. Now, Harvard will not push back on their DEI program. They will not. Harvard students and exchange visitor program decertification. You don't have an exchange during Homeland Security. Got to go. Number 60, Trump ratchets up battle with Harvard foreign students. Now, in general, yes, they call it McCarthyism, right? McCarthyism. So, we'll get to that in just a minute. Where's it at? Give me number 84. Trump administration bars Harvard from enrolling foreign students. And 88. I always love the Chiron over there. 88. What's with this war on education? Now, why are they at war on everything? Why is everything war? War. What's it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. War. Okay, so why is everything war? Why? Trump's tariff war. Trump's war on education. Trump's war on people in a wheelchair that are on Medicaid. I mean, everything. You just hear it every day. Why? They must have done some Madison Avenue marketing and the word war. It must be. That's what they do. Keep that in mind. All right. Madison Avenue, SHI asterisk applies at all times. And when I call Madison Avenue, that's the biggest home of marketing, advertising, the advertising world, Madison Avenue. Every single thing they test, these corporations test every word for manipulation. Every single word, they test them. How did you receive it? What were your brain impulses? May laugh and think it's funny, but that's exactly what they do. So they must have gotten back that war. That's a winning one. Why are we at war with education? Don't we like education? So, war on education. Now, that being said, foreign students is where they send their young spies. They're laughing that, we say, look, we think communist China has ties. They have students there with ties. So Trump is saying, you don't need to be in our country. And I have to tell you, a foreign student enrollment is a privilege. What? It's a privilege. You have rights and you have a privilege. A privilege can be taken. A right cannot. Simple as that. A state gives you the privilege, which, let's not go down that road. I don't think we should have to have licensing for things, but a state gives you the privilege to have a driver's license to go out on the roads. And they can remove that privilege, right? You can't drink and drive. They remove the privilege. You can't in 55 mile an hour zones. You can't do 85. Those are super speeder tickets. They will remove the privilege. This is a privilege. This is not a right. You don't have a right to come to this country. You don't have a right to enroll in our schools. You don't have a right of certain protections because you're in our schools. You don't. You have the right to safety protections. If you're in this country and you're visiting from another country and you got a passport and you've come into this country, we should protect the fact that you don't get robbed, you don't get murdered, you don't get attacked, just like anyone. But it's a privilege to be at this school. It's a privilege we let you in here. And privileges can be removed at any time for multiple reasons. So, I'm not sitting here crying over students at Harvard because the privilege that we have given them to come in, we've decided they can't. That being said, moving right along. Now, the big, beautiful bill. So, number 72, I told you this yesterday. I said, well, wait a minute, Diane. Hang tight there, Baba Louie. Give me 21. And then I want to go back to this one. Diane's like, thank God this is Friday. I don't know how much longer I could put up with this guy. All right, House sent this over to the Senate. The Senate's going to use reconciliation. I don't want to bore you every single day, but it's called reconciliation. Now, what that means is the Senate only has to have an up and down vote to end debate and put it on the floor for a vote. Meaning, that's it. An up or down vote to end debate. Now, normally debate has to end to move a bill to the floor on the Senate with 60 votes. 60 votes is what ends debate in the Senate. During reconciliation, which can be used one time a year, has to be surrounding the budgetary items, can now in the Senate come out of debate with an up or down vote to the floor. But first, in the Senate, it has to go through their rules committee. It has to go through markup. The Senate could take the House bill and just take the number off of it. They actually can. I don't even know what the number is from the House, but I've seen it before. Many states operate the same exact way. You get a bill from the House, and you could take the number off the House bill, put the front summary, and rewrite your bill and send it back to the House. Could I use the word plethora? I don't know if that's appropriate right now, but there's an enormous amount of things that they can do over in the Senate. So yes, Johnson, all right, when the Senate touches it, I've told you this, if the Senate changes a word in this bill, now the Senate could just take it, vote it out of committee, vote to close debate, up or down, put it on the floor, vote for it, and President Trump sign it. They could. If the Senate changes a word, all right? If the Senate changes a word, okay, it has to go back to the House. And the House has to approve it. So the Senate returns it to the House. If the Senate makes changes, the bill returns to the House. The House can either accept the bill changes or propose further changes or reject them. The final passage is agreement. If both chambers agree on the final version of the bill, it's sent to the president's desk. So keep that in mind. How something gets to the president's desk is both chambers agree. And the House has leverage over this because spending. The House of Representatives, our Constitution gives the power of spending to the House of Representatives. That's where they keep the checkbook. All right? God knows Bernie Sanders doesn't have it, but he'd like to. So take that down. Now, it's going over to the Senate. And again, we've already talked. It's like or dislike. This guy right here, he made the deal. Trump likes the guy, whether you like him or not. Mike Johnson, Mar-a-Lago, made a deal. He got the bill done. President Trump went to the Hill with him. Went door to door salesman, Trump. Fuller brush salesman. Mm-hmm. Kids out there don't know what a fuller brush is. Well, all right. Got his little suitcase. Remember the guy who used to bring a little suitcase? Anyhow, that's a long story. Remember? That's the good old days. There were good old days. But anyhow, they go door to door, knock on the door. Hey, we're here. We're selling a MAGA bill today. Big, beautiful bill. Can we interest you in it? This is my guy right here. Mike said it's good. I want it. Oh, you don't want to pass it? Hold on, let me take this call from Elon. Elon, can you throw $1 million in a primary for me? I'll call you later. All right, back to the bill. I'm sure this is Washington, D.C. It's how it works. So they got it passed, okay? Got it passed. And they got the big, beautiful bill. It's passed. Now it goes to the Senate. Give me video one.
Passed by House Republicans is already running into some resistance in the Senate. We told you this was coming. GOP House leaders spent months crafting legislation that would appeal to both moderate and conservative factions. But a number of Senate Republicans are now voicing opposition to the bill in its current form.
I couldn't care less if he's upset. I'm concerned about my children, my grandchildren, and the fact that we are stealing from them. We are stealing from our children and grandchildren. $37 trillion in debt, and we're going to add to it as Republicans? That is unacceptable. And that's why there's no way I'm going to vote for this bill in its current form.
The House bill is going to add about $4 trillion to the debt ceiling. The Senate bill adds $5 trillion. There's nothing fiscally conservative about expanding the debt ceiling more than we've ever done it before.
I mean, the Senate's going to want to put its own stamp on this. We'll write our own version of the bill. I talked to the president about this last night, and his instructions were pretty clear. Don't cut Medicaid.
At least two other Republicans.
Okay, so no way Ron Johnson's going to vote on it in its current form. There you go, number one. It's going back to the House in its current form. Now, Ron Johnson, the senator from Wisconsin, I met him in Milwaukee. I met Ron Johnson in Milwaukee. In fact, very nice man, very approachable, and I enjoyed getting an opportunity to say hello to him at breakfast one morning. Anyhow, moving right along, he said in his current form. What did Rand Paul say? It blows a hole in the debt ceiling. Now, Mike Johnson made a deal with Trump, but I told you this weekend when he looked at the camera and said, we have a solution. That has bothered me. I can't get over him saying, we have a solution to the debt ceiling crisis. No, you don't. No, you don't. You can't use solution in that sentence, Mike. You cannot. You cannot use the word solution in that sentence concerning the debt ceiling. Can't happen. Now, the solution would be we have balanced out the numbers where our tax anticipation from the American people that's going to pay taxes is over and above what we're going to spend, like you in America, right? You remember, in America, some of you out there, I don't know, but some of you, if you have a family, you have the going out to eat movie money. So you pay the electric bill, the car bills, the car payments, the interest, the house payment, the mortgage, the lunch money, whatever it is, shoes, socks, whatever. And at the end, hey, family, we got $122. So the Bundys are going to the movies, right? As silly as that sounds, that has to be where we're at in America to consider anything progress. Tax anticipation, X. Spending, X. Leftover, X. No need to have the debt ceiling go up. Why? Because we're not spending more than we're taking in, and we're going to be able to pay the interest, budget, and put a little away for a rainy day. That's called a solution. So this does. So we're going to, and then what does Josh Hawley say out of, that's Rand Paul out of Kentucky, another senator. And then what does Josh Hawley say out of Missouri? Trying to remember where all these guys are from. Missouri, what's he say? We're going to write our own version. So back to the House, right? Back to the House. And then when it gets to the House, the Senate's version, what about those hardliners? Yeah, they're called hardliners. I'm a fiscal conservative. I am about tired of some people that run around saying conservative that don't even understand the meaning of it. I just gave you the meaning. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. All right, so the big, beautiful bill. Now, here is a couple things. Give me number 90, because the media is trying to cause problems here. Here's CNN, and we'll start there. Soon, Senate will write its own version of the budget bill. Okay. And here we go, 89, the fear, there was a show, remember Joe Rogan, Fear Factor? Well, that didn't go off the air. They just moved it over to CNN and MSNBC. The fear factor of the day. And this guy right here is like, well, what do you say for those people that are home worried about tomorrow? What the hell? What's in Trump's mega bill? Nearly $1 trillion in cuts from Medicaid and food stamps. Can we all pause for just a minute and cry for the children's? All right. Work requirements for Medicaid starting at the end of 2026. What do you mean I got to get a job? You got to get a job. What do you mean? Exactly what I said. You got to get a job. Well, okay, now I don't know how to take that. Well, let me tell you how to take that. Get your ass up and go to work. Sorry, I don't know. I get like this sometime. Raising the debt ceiling by $4 trillion. Well, certain taxpayers can deduct income from tips and tax returns. So no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. Trump is keeping his word. It's just Trump is keeping his word. Politico, number 85. Now, I know what you're saying out there. So let me handle this before it comes my way. Yes, I read Politico. I read The Hill. I read this side. I read this side. I read this side. There's nuggets. All right? Every once in a while, there's a paragraph that speaks volumes, because I say this not to have arrogance, but I know how to interpret these people, what they're trying to do. It's just what I do. I'm not a neuroscientist. Well, I didn't want to go to that extreme, you know. I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, so I'm not an attorney. All right. Senate GOP preps for one big, beautiful rewrite. Now, they want that. They want the rewrite. They want to send it back. The media can't wait to cry about it on a daily basis. Give me number 81, Senate uncertainty, right? Senate uncertainty. And here you go, number 79. They are smiling over there at the corrupt headquarters at MSNBC. Where are the key changes? What are the key changes that could come from the Senate, right? And now here's a couple. They like to put some graphics up there. Here is our fear factors of the day. Number 77, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act extends $4.5 trillion in tax cuts passed in the first Trump administration. What this does is it maintains our tax base right now. The Trump tax cuts will stay in place. And I will tell you this, all Americans benefit from it. All right? Number 76, One Big Beautiful Bill Act eliminates income taxes on tips and overtime. That's what Trump said. Okay. 75, One Big Beautiful Bill Act provides billions in funding for border wall and mass deportations. Now, remember, we had in Trump's first administration, right? Trump had to fight and fight to get $1 to build the wall. And they're mad because Mexico was going to pay for the wall. He wanted to do that through tariffs in Mexico. He wanted to do that, I can explain it all day long, to have them actually pay the bill, but we could not get the money allocated. And that was a struggle and a battle. Then what did we do? Joe Biden comes in and we have 20 million, we'll use a round number, 20 million people just walk across the border. But this time, Trump's getting the money. This has the money to build the security fencing. Some areas are not conducive for actual wall, but we are going to secure our borders, and we're going to have the money to get you out of here, the MS-13, the gang members, and the people that are here illegally that should not be. Number 74, changes to Medicaid. Work requirements for all able-bodied adults without dependents to stay on the program. Now, if you are on Medicaid and you need to be on Medicaid, no one's throwing you out in the cold. Now, this is what's upsetting to me. Democrats will walk by a tent city of veterans. Now, listen to me, folks. These people are evil. In fact, we got to roll out. We haven't done that. Give me video 6 just to lay the groundwork for what I'm about to say before I get out.
These people are evil people.
So they'll walk by a tent city, right, of homeless veterans. They'll walk by people that are laying in gutters or laying over sewer grates in the winter in cities to stay warm. They will walk through towns where drug addicted people are hanging around the local convenience store begging people that go in for $20. They will walk right by every bit of this and put illegals in 5-star hotels. They will walk by veterans that are laying in the street. Yes, homeless. And put illegals in 5-star hotels, NGOs giving them credit cards, right? Health care, Medicaid for all. While we have American citizens laying in the street, we have poor children with nowhere to live. But this is what's going to crush America, according to them. These are evil-ass people. Work requirements for all able-bodied adults without dependents to stay on the program. Let me see if I got something else before I get there. Okay, because I probably should take a break on this one right here. You ready? If you have children and you need to be on Medicaid, they're not kicking you off. So quit letting them scare you, okay? But let me tell you something. It may be generational. You may attack me. You may not like what I have to say. But get your sorry ass up off the couch and go get a damn job. And quit asking the American people to pay your bills because you're too damn sorry to work. I probably shouldn't have said that. Let's take 5 so I can recover.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, When you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. I got to talk to somebody. I mean, how many Karens can we get in one picture? You guys keep adding every break. I look at looking like you nominate people, and I think they're great nominations. What say you, Diane? Do you notice how quiet she's been lately? It always concerns me when they're quiet. It makes me nervous. I don't know what she's up to. Anyhow, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. At 10 o'clock, we will have the Georgia Hour. Yes, the Georgia Hour will be at 10 o'clock. Diane, give me number 2. I like these. These are ones that I keep. I just keep these in here because this is 10 o'clock will be the Georgia Hour, and you guys are going to help me make a decision. Get ready. You're going to help me make a decision. I'm pondering something. You ever ponder something? Well, this is an old pin. You can see it has mileage on it. It's on one of my hats. Reagan, Let's Make America Great Again. That's one of my favorites. Okay, now, Donald Trump, number 1. This is one of my favorites right here, number 1. And there you go. And let's see what else I have here. Gosh, I hope we can get out at 11, Diane. I'm going to try. I just feel the pressure right through the camera. Hey, it's holiday weekend. You think you can get us out of here by 11? Not 11:20? Not 11:15? I feel it. Diane can get all worked up sometimes. They know it too, Diane. All right, so anyhow, there you go. The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but rather by those that watch them without doing anything to stop them. The hate, the anger, the evil. I mean, it's really bad. Now, I want to make a comment, just a brief comment. Give me number 55. At no time ever has this show advocated, promoted, accepted, or would do anything to participate in some kind of attack, hating somebody, ugly, nothing. We would never do that here. It's horrific. It's horrific. No matter who you are out there, we would never participate in that. And I have to tell you, anyone that does, I seen some, because these are two Jewish people, I've seen some stuff online that I was like, wow, that's a little rough. So anyhow, not at this network. It's not okay with us. So we've talked about the big, beautiful bill. A couple very quickly. Let's do this quickly. Give me number 91. All right, 91. We will have a fifth round of talks set to begin in Rome on Friday. This is Iran nuclear talks with American delegation. And 92, there is an exchange of war prisoners here between Ukraine and Russia. All right. Just wanted to bring that up. Now, back to give me 405. We're just going to do a couple minutes of this. I want you to go watch this. The media will not discuss, will not put out. In fact, I think you know it, but if you don't, go watch this 38 minutes because Trump is keeping campaign promises every single day. And I know there's some people that are not happy with Dan Bongino, not happy with Kash Patel. I know some people not happy with Pam Bondi. I'm hoping something develops. We've got Glenn Beck is over here saying, I'm going to give him a year. All right. I got Tucker Carlson and Sean Ryan over here saying, Epstein did not commit suicide. Something has to start moving. So what say you? But there's so many things out there that Trump is keeping his word. Video 9, Maha meeting yesterday. Let's go to 4 minutes and 5 seconds into that video for a little bit more on the meeting yesterday with Trump and RFK Jr.
Commission to Make America Healthy Again, and today the commission officially delivers its first report on childhood health. Here are just some of the alarming findings, and they really are alarming. It's unbelievable, terrible. More than 40% of American children now have at least one chronic health condition. Since the 1970s, rates of childhood cancer have soared in many cases by nearly 50%, 50%. Well, in the 1960s, less than 5% of the children were obese. Now over 20% are obese. A few decades ago, 1 in 1, think of this one. This is, to me, the one that gets me every time, and it seems to be getting worse. Just a few decades ago, 1 in 10,000 children had autism. Today, it's 1 in 31. Last time I heard the number is 1 in 34, right? Now it's 1 in 31. There's something wrong, and we will not stop until we defeat the chronic disease epidemic. And America. We're going to get it done. For the first time ever, this report examines some of the root causes that many believe are making our children sicker and our population sicker, I guess. It just doesn't stop with the children. It's our population also, such as the ultra-processed foods, over-medicalization and over-prescription and widespread exposure to potentially toxic chemicals. Unlike other administrations, we will not be silenced or intimidated by the corporate lobbyists or special interests. And I want this group to do what they have to do. We have to spell it out. In some cases, it won't be nice or it won't be pretty, but we have to do it. When you hear 10,000, it was 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 31 for autism. I think that's just a terrible thing. It has to be something on the outside, has to be artificially induced, has to be. And will not allow our public health system to be captured by the very industries it's supposed to oversee. So we're demanding the answers. The public is demanding the answers, and that's why we're here. Already we're phasing out 8 of the most common artificial food dyes. And we ended the most serious conflicts of interest at the FDA. We had a lot of conflicts over there. Earlier this week, we approved a SNAP waiver request from Nebraska so they can stop taxpayer dollars from being used to make our children obese. I understand requests from 3 more states will be approved shortly, and more are expected to come in the following weeks. Over the next 80 days, the Commission will build on its work in this report to develop a roadmap to bold and transformative public health reforms for our consideration. It's a consideration, and we'll lay out the facts. Let me say congratulations to the entire MAHA movement. This movement has become very hot. People are really, I tell you, they're going crazy over MAHA. They're going crazy, right? And I look forward to continuing the historic progress. And I will say this whole group, this whole table, they're very, I use a word that's because it's a beautiful word, actually. The Democrats took it and they used it instead of the word liberal. They used the word progressive. And normally I'd say you're very progressive, meaning you're far. They're not progressive. You are progressive. They shouldn't be allowed to use that word. And so therefore I'm not going to use it to describe you, but you are far forward thinkers. You're amazing thinkers, and we appreciate having you. It's this tremendous talent around this table, the most respected people anywhere in the world, actually.
All right, let's build on that just for a little bit. That is 38 minutes long. I recommend go watch it. Trump is serious. Bobby is his friend. I want to go to 9 minutes and 40 seconds, and I want to leave it there wait for me there. But Bobby is his friend. This is a MAHA, and I have to tell you, prescriptions, the medical industry, and when Trump says we have to do it, we have to do it. Somebody has to do it. Take that to, well, we used to say to the bank, but that is very serious. Someone has to do it, and he's going to. And MAHA, make America healthy again. Now, they know sitting there, you have a terrible, you have a situation that, in Georgia, we just gave the green light to Bayer Monsanto on glyphosate, right? Is that what it's called? With Roundup protection. Right here in Georgia. It's supposed to be a red state. Now, that being said, you have rural hospitals. Now, let me just say this, because some people, you have rural hospitals, you have big pharma, you have the insurance companies, and then you have the mega, enormous hospitals. You have medical facilities, right, that run entire communities. They're so large. I mean, they're enormous. You have university systems that now have created enormous cities around them, they don't produce. What do they produce? You have enormous medical facilities that drive an economy all around them. What do they produce? They don't produce. We have this mega pharmaceutical industry, prescription drugs. You have the insurance industry over here. Do you realize the behemoth that table setting has to try to encounter and get a hold of? I'm serious. You have an enormous, then what do you have? Rural hospitals going out of business. Because, see, rural hospitals don't have the circle, right? You live in a small community, the local hospital is not the place that's driving your whole economy. That's what they did, is they got all these little branch offices. Well, we can get into that later. Let's go to the 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Bobby Kennedy for a little bit before we get to the Georgia Hour. 9 minutes and 40 seconds.
With you all the way. So Bobby, if you'd say, give him your thoughts, please.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. And I do want to say something, because I get a lot of credit for steering this administration toward the MAHA movement. But I joined the campaign in August. I joined President Trump in August and went from independent to his campaign. But it was in June that he made a speech specifically on this issue. It was a MAHA speech before MAHA existed. And that I took note of that speech at the time and thought there's a potential here for a common ground. So I want to thank you for your vision, for your courage, for standing up. President Trump is a populist president. He's a president, he's blamed for giving money to billionaires and all this stuff. We hear about that all the time. But he is on the side of the middle class, the working class, the poor in this country. People. And I've been following, I've met every president since my uncle was president. And I've never seen a president, Democrat or Republican, that is willing to stand up to industry when it's the right thing to do. And they're willing to talk about really difficult issues and to hold his stand on those issues. I've never seen anything like it, and I'm very, very grateful to you. I've sat with industry again and again in a room with him and heard him say, we can't do that. We're going to do something different, deliver news that they didn't want to hear. So I'm grateful to this. This is a milestone. There's never in American history has the federal government taken a position on public health like this. And because of President Trump's leadership, it's not just one cabinet secretary, it's the entire government that is behind this report. And I can say again, I talked a little bit about when I met Rachel Carson as a boy. My uncle tried to do this, but he was killed and it never got done.
My uncle tried to do this, but he was killed and it never got done. So that's a full report from MAHA. Let me say this before we move on for the Georgia Hour. They won't report this. This does not come out. This is not on the networks. It's not on. I don't care about Fox. Friends don't let friends watch Fox News. Okay. So Fox might have some of this. Okay. Newsmax, OAN, they might have some of this. All right. Good for them. Great. But the networks, the ABC, CBS, CNN, CNBC, all of those networks, they're not running any of this. The guy has Oval Office meetings. You and I get to see inside the Oval Office meetings. The guy has cabinet meetings. You and I, the American people, we get to see inside our cabinet, the operation, the people around the table. He has report meetings open. You and I get to see that. Like or dislike, you can't say that this administration is not being transparent. One thing that Bobby said, as Trump would say, Bobby said is, you know what? This guy right here, I hear about the billionaires, the middle class, the working class, the poor in this country. All right, folks, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it'll be time for the Georgia Hour. Yes, when we return, call your friends or tell people that are not your friends. Back in 5.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome Friday. Welcome to the Georgia Hour. Whew. All right, so the Georgia Hour, and I'm trying to make a commitment. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching the Georgia Hour on voiceofruralamerica.com. I'm trying to make a commitment to get out of here by 11. It's a holiday weekend. It's Memorial Day. Monday, we will not be here. We will be back Tuesday. So we'll be back Tuesday. Monday, we will honor the fallen men and women, the ones that wore the uniform that are no longer with us, Monday, Memorial Day. All right, so before we get started, I have a question. Because next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we will be working very hard here to try to bring the truth. This is the Truth Network, whether some out there agree or not. This is the Truth Network. Before the election of a new state party officers for the Georgia GOP, Inc. So I will only take 1 minute with this, but I want help with it from the audience, from you out there. Because I believe I believe you do the right thing, number one. I believe you don't do people wrong. You don't do them wrong. You do the right thing. And so as I explained earlier, and I'll only take a minute, this phone here, years ago, was my main phone. And then we decided, you know what, this was the main phone number. And then we decided that this program needed a phone number, 9700. Okay. The program for text messages. Now I'll just tell you this one right here, grandkids pictures, those kind of things. But we felt this program needed a phone. So I moved to this phone, and this phone belongs to the program. 9700. Text me, email, right? Whatever. You put graphics, whatever. Okay. That being said, in 2023, this was my phone. And I didn't realize it, but I do phone interviews. Where I call someone, I do a phone interview or whatever. So I have this, it's called an app. It's called Easy Voice Recorder. It's Easy Voice Recorder. It's an app on this phone here. And recently, this phone, I take video, whatever, it's running out of memory, and it keeps saying it's running, and I've deleted it. And then I did a scan, and it said, I've got voice recording. So I go into that app, and I look. And after the fish fry, remember the fish fry as we call it, the chairman, Josh McCoon, and I had a 1-hour conversation. And it's on this phone. And I've listened to it a couple times. And I am debating on whether to release this because, number one, I don't think I've ever done that. And two, I'm thinking, I'm trying to drain the swamp. I'm trying to turn Georgia around. And there's some stuff on here that maybe people should hear. Delegates should hear in this conversation. It actually takes to task right from the chairman's voice, these things, his claims. So I don't know. I just want to know from you before I do it. It would be Tuesday or so forth. What say you? Do you think I should release that? Now, first of all, we have the video from last night. And I want to break down some things. Josh is very angry. All right. So let's go to, and I can understand his anger. I really can. I can understand his anger. What was supposed to happen? Give me number 4. All right. What was supposed to happen is and this was supposed to happen. They removed me. So, right, they removed me. So that challenge is out of the way. The power structure from the top all the way down, the power structure. That is Travis Bowden, a.k.a. Cue Ball, and Josh. And once I'm out of the way, the power structure from the top down, Josh can maintain and keep it going as he's supposed to. Now, after Donald Trump wins the election in November in Georgia, he was supposed to just say, I'm running again. Everybody was supposed to get out of the way. No one was supposed to think about challenging, right? He was supposed to assemble, I have called it, upset some, what I call his cover-up team, right? He was supposed to assemble, like or dislike, I'll give you the cover-up team, all right? His first vice chair, number 24. Now, no one was supposed to push back. So this is Sally Grubbs over in Cobb County. She is, well, we'll just let you decide the blank there, but that's Josh's first vice chair in his slate, because we get a lot of comments about slates, right? And no one was supposed to challenge Sally. No one was supposed to challenge Josh. Now, these two have put themselves, Sally went out to Arizona with Turning Point. She has jobs. Now, I'm going to look at the camera and tell you something. The day Sally Grubbs chased the shredding machine at Cobb County, I think that day she may have thought, I'm going to do the right thing. But I have to tell you, all right, fame changes people, right? Power and privilege. When you experience some power and privilege, and when somebody, I call it the, SUV picks you up. I don't know that happened, but, when you go into that room and you start having political elevation. So I don't think this is the same person that chased the ballot truck that day. All right. So Josh, this is number one of the cover-up team, first vice chair. Now, they want to control everything. So this is strictly my opinion because we can't get the documents. We can't. What is it called? Discovery. Anyhow, number 25. All right. So Debbie Douchitz here. All right. There was a time when Debbie would fight the establishment, where Debbie would fight the swamp, but she is the swamp now. She's part of, we'll cover, you run the narrative. So Debbie runs the narrative. Debbie's out there actually saying if Kelly Loeffler ran for Senate, she could really support that. Really, Debbie? So that going on there, okay, part of the team. Then to continue what I call the cover-up for 15 years. We'll call it a 15-year cover-up. 13 years before Josh got there, 2 years that Josh is there. Way overdue, fiscal responsibility. Then you got number 29. Now, Josh, this is Josh's slate for Jeff Delamajaro, okay? Jeff Delamajaro is running for treasurer. So one, got to take out Lori. Now, Josh didn't think anybody was going to challenge him. Sally thought she would just run unopposed, right? God forbid, I'm not running. And Lori, got to move Lori. Lori's asking questions, got to move Lori out of the way. So this is finances. Got to get back to where people stop asking questions about the finances. So what do you need? Jeff Delamajaro. Now, there are a lot of smoke around Jeff Delamajaro, Betsy Kramer, right? Fulton County. A lot of smoke around there in Fulton County. But Jeff, my opinion, I call it the slate. I call it the Josh McCoon cover-up team. That's what I call it, okay? Now, then you have one more. We'll throw this one in here. You have number 6. You have Betsy Kramer. Now, Betsy Kramer, for the circle here, if you know of when she was first vice chair of Fulton County, Jeff Delamajaro, right? Trey Kelly is chair. Now, Betsy Kramer, we all know Betsy is Jewish. We all know that, okay? And they are very angry because anywhere you go, no matter where you're at, it's only going to take this long before Betsy shares with you she's Jewish. Okay? So I'm the bad guy? There you go. So they're upset, the Karens are. We'll show you the Karens. Now, So here comes along, and we've got a lot we're going to put out today. Number 8, right? So this team was supposed to just, how dare you? How dare you ask me questions? How dare you look at the FEC filing? How dare you show John Garst? How dare you say I'm at the Eagles Club singing karaoke? How dare you? Right? Now, this is a meet and greet that's happening. So David Cross, second vice chair of the Georgia Republican Party, says, I'm going to run for chair. How dare you? Then comes I didn't do assistant secretary, which is Caroline Jeffords. All right. So then Lisa Pierce, we can't have anybody run against Sally. We must stop this. So no, Lisa Pierce does not stop fighting till she gets on this ballot. How dare you? See, they want to unify. They want to be grassroots. They want to say grassroots, unify, get along, as long as you submit. But how dare you? And then Noreen Cantor, second vice chair, against Betsy Kramer. And in my humble opinion, because I am humble, she's the front runner now. How dare you, Noreen? Step up. And then the Blueberry Boy, right? Fat Boy Slim, number 13, right? They put him in the race. And there he is. Now, I'm a little portly myself. I'm a little chubby cheek, whatever. So I'm not trying to, the Karens out there, don't get nervous. The guy's a little chubby. I'm a little chubby. All right. So bada bing, bada boom. So Fat Boy Slim, Brad Barnes is running for second vice chair, and he's all smooched up. Just a figure of speech with Travis Bowden. So everywhere they go, him and Travis are smooched up over in the corner. Just a figure of speech, okay? Don't take it wrong. Yes, they're quite friendly, chummy, as they say, right? So he's in there. This is friggin' evil as hell. So go back to the picture number 8, right? So how dare you? So Noreen Cantor, how dare you run against Betsy Kramer? And then Lori McLean. Well, we got to get rid of her. We got to get rid of her. Let's put Jeff Dellamajoro in place. Because it's me as chair and Sally as first vice chair and Betsy as second vice chair. Why, we will never have anyone question that FEC filing again. I could buy a bow tie. I could get a personal trainer. Right? I could put my friend Travis back to work. It'll all be smooth. So we got to get rid of Lori. So they are angry. And I'll tell you why. Now keep this in mind. Number 3. Because we're going to get to Fulton County in just a minute. Number 3. Don't forget this guy, Josh McCoon, he makes over $250,000 a year from the state of Georgia. Over $250,000 a year, plus an $18,000 travel on top of that, right? And we know, number 5, all the stuff that he has talked about that we found in the FEC filing that he's angry about, that the finances, number 5, right there. You see, Josh thinks if I bring in this money, what's the big deal? So I bought a bow tie. If I bring in this, what's the big deal? So I got a personal trainer. Now, I want to show you this, and then we're going to move to last night and Fulton County. All right? Give me number 18. And I'm not sounding like a broken record, but the delegates, this is why I'm debating, do I need to release this audio? Because I don't know about letting this go. This guy is a former Dominion lobbyist. Now, if you listen close, Josh McCoon will always tell you paper ballots is the position of the party. Now, I'm not going to say he doesn't approve of paper ballots, but he will always put it in the frame that paper ballots are the position of the party. But this guy is his karaoke friend. You know that. And his karaoke friend right there, John Garst, Rosemont Capital. We've done the story over and over, right? Number 17. Number 17. Now, I want to clear something up in just a moment. And we're going to get to Josh last night. This is Rosetta Stone. Why do I call it Rosemont Capital? Oh, I know. I know why I always call it that. Why do I always call it that? Hunter Biden, Rosemont Capital. I'll be damned. I got to clear that up. Diane, you're supposed to help me catch that. Rosetta Stone. My apology. Rosetta Stone Communications. All right. Former Dominion lobbyist, Rosetta Stone Communications, $19,000 in April. Where's the answer? What communications? Now, Josh tells you he's the head coach. He won. You need to give him back. You need to give him another chance. He won the Super Bowl. Folks, they won in November, December, January, February, March, April. 5 months have passed. How many executive committee meetings have you had? How many emails have come, send them to me, from the Georgia Republican Party? How many executive meetings? Did Josh, after November, I understand you're partying a little bit, right? I get it. The watch party, you're getting some money out to all of your friends. I get it. We've seen the FEC filing. So we know that. And December is Christmas. But you're going to tell me somewhere at the end of November, you couldn't have called an executive meeting, a good leader, a true leader, a real leader. You see, no one's supposed to challenge Josh. Josh didn't need to put a plan together because Josh was not going to have to answer to anyone. He was just going to have the Georgia Republican Party, nobody fight with the candidates, nobody fight with the governor, nobody do anything out of line, and use the party for ballot access, period. Bottom line. Now, and the guy brags about 23 million. We'll get to that in a minute. Somewhere in November, a good leader would have called an executive session or an executive committee meeting. Maybe not state committee, executive committee first. It said, look, that was great. That was exciting. We won. We're going to get ready for the inauguration. We're going to get ready and go to the ball. We're going to have fun. I'm going to buy a bow tie and suspenders. You're going to get a gown, a dress, whatever. But we have to, the balloons are dropping here on the election day. We have to prepare for 2026. So as the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, I'm letting you know that while we're celebrating all the way to January 20th, we have to start putting our plan together for 2026. We had an enormous, now one of the biggest questions I hear a lot of people ask is, like, we had a Trump Force 47 and we had all these people, and now where are they at? I hear that all the time. And I try to tell you, they came out and voted for Trump. And in 2026, we don't have them out there, right? We don't have them out there. Josh is too busy giving 19 grand to his karaoke buddy for communication consultant. What kind of communication? What did Rosetta Stone, let me get the name correct, I do it all the time. What did Rosetta Stone what did they do in April for 19 grand that we needed? Did it forward our efforts? No, I don't think so. Show me. But what I'm getting at is, okay, December, have a meeting. January, have a meeting. March, have a meeting. Or February, have a meeting. Something. Call a state committee meeting. Why? We're going to have new state committee members in a couple months. I know what they're going to say. Well, he says this, but we were going to have new chairs. We're going to have new district chairs. We're going to have new state committee. So we might as well wait. Why not have a core meeting to start planning? Because that's not what Josh McCoon does. And I'm going to be able to prove that to you, and I'll show it to you. Now, let's go with this because I want to get this out of the way. Let's go with the video, the Facebook video, if you were able to do it, video 8. And I want to get up to, hold on, Diane, I have it here somewhere. I want 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 17 seconds. If you can get it there. 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 17 seconds. This is from last night in Paulding County, and Josh is angry. He doesn't like me. I noticed that. How dare. He doesn't condemn other things. He doesn't condemn other things. And I'll show you some things that I don't see Debbie Dooley or anybody condemning.
But it takes leadership. I will be that leadership.
Thank you. Sure. Actually, that was the question that we had here, if you don't mind repeating. The question was, yeah, so what happened in Fulton County with the Board of Elections yesterday, and what are your thoughts on it?
Thank you. So 2 years ago, Fulton County, the way it works is they have 2 Democrat appointees to their Board of Elections and 2 Republican appointees to their Board of Elections. And Fulton County chose 2 years ago to confirm one of them, but not to confirm the other one. And so the Georgia Republican Party, working with the Fulton County Republican Party, sued the Fulton County Board of Commissioners. And the outcome of that litigation was we got an agreement to put Julie Adams, a fierce election integrity warrior, on the Fulton County Board of Registrations and Elections. Now these terms are 2 years, so they're coming up again. They expire June 30th. So yesterday, the Fulton County Republican Party appointed Julie Adams to be reappointed and Jason Frazier for a full 2-year term to replace Michael Heekin. And the Fulton County Board of Commissioners refused to confirm these appointments. Now, the statute's very clear. The statute says you got to be over 18, you got to be a resident of Fulton County, can't be running for office, and otherwise a qualified voter in the county. There's no other criteria present. Now, Fulton County, my opponent was telling you what the 5-member Democratic majority of Fulton County's position is, which is that they can refuse to confirm anyone that we appoint. That has not been decided. That has not been decided by any appellate court in Georgia. And so there are several different possible ways to get a remedy to try to get these 2 appointees who are qualified on the board. And I'm having a call tomorrow with the chief counsel of the Republican National Committee and the chairman of the Fulton County Republican Party to act on that. So that is what is happening there right now. And we're not going to just sit around and allow them to say there's going to be no Republican representation on the Fulton County Board of Registrations and Elections. You heard at the beginning of this meeting, we have a Public Service Commission election on June 17th. We've got a runoff in July. We've got a general election in November. We can't wait. We've got to have our people at the table because otherwise it's all Democrats in the room when they're counting the votes. And I, for one, am not going to stand for that. Thank you.
All right, now let's break this down, okay? Because here is the reason the guy just does not like me. He doesn't like me at all. Because the guy standing there, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, Josh McCoon, is an attorney, okay? And the guy said statute. Do you notice in that 3 minutes or whatever it was, he never said the law. Did you notice that? He never said the law reads. He never said one time, this is the law, right? Now, what did he also say? It's never been decided in court. It's never been, in an appellate court. It's never been decided. You see, he's an attorney. I could read what he said. If they could win, they would have won 2 years ago. They would have won 2 years ago. Now, this is where things got confusing yesterday. Now, this guy right here is a hero. All right, so let me show you, first and foremost, this guy right here, the AJC, once again, attacking our friend from the show, number 69. All right, so let me show you a couple things before I break down what Josh's political stunt. All right, the Georgia GOP Inc. He just goes out there. He's so angry. He cannot be honest in these issues. Got to be careful. They're watching. So the Fulton County Commission blocked a Republican Party nominee to the county election board Wednesday, with Democrats objecting to his history of challenging voter registration. The fight is a repeat from 2 years ago, the last time the Republican nominee, Jason Frazier, and the Democrat majority voted him down 5-2. All right. Republican State Election Board member Janelle King said the Fulton Commission crossed into dangerous territory by seeking candidates they consider centered. Now, this is a national hero, Jason Frazier. He's an amazing guy. He really is. His strength, his perseverance, his dedication, nonstop. He doesn't fold. He doesn't give up. 2 years ago, he went through total hell. The attacks. Oh, you do not stand up in Fulton County, that your family, everything, the attacks he went through, but he come back for more. Now, Fulton County Republican Party, we're going to take all the confusion out. They put their nominees forward. Now, key word, nominees. You understand? All right? Now, the reason Josh did not lay this out is because what I'm about to tell you is the truth. And he only said statute. He never said the law. He never read the law to you. He never said the law is on our side. He's calling in. He's calling the RNC. He's calling in the big dogs to say, how do we fight this? And he'll spend any amount of money. But in that 2 minutes, he let you know it's not been decided in court. Now, so give me number 70, and then we're going to back up, and I'm going to explain this to you. So first of all, I hate the word explain. I apologize, because I got so many, all right? I got so many messages. Silencing a segment of the party simply because they are perceived as too far right is unacceptable. Democratic Fulton Commissioner Dana Barrett and said the Republican Party should get serious and send us a nominee. The words are important, folks. A nominee who doesn't have an egregious record of voter suppression. So they attack him. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong. Let me be clear. I fully 100% support Jason Frazier and Julie Adams for being on the Fulton election board. All right? Fully support it. Josh, I hate to have to do this to you, but this is just the truth, so I've got to expose it. I think they should be on there. I support them. The commission also voted down the renomination of Republican election board member Julie Adams. Now, let's run with a couple of the Democrat I mean, this is embarrassing. If you're the chairman and you can't get counsel on this, and you run in at the last minute and give some hero speech like you've done something. Now, this is from the Democrats, right? Now, I want you to keep something in mind. I'm going to really break this out. It's going to be ugly. I keep saying that because I really don't want to do this. We could have gone another direction here, and I'll explain. Number 31, we have a win to celebrate. These are the Democrats, the Fulton County Democrats. Number 31, we have a win to celebrate. Thanks to your emails, calls, and public comments, and strong community presence, the nominations of Jason Frazier and Julie Adams to the Fulton County Board of Elections have successfully stalled for the time being. We will keep you updated on the next steps as we learn more. Considering, you know what? If we get sued, we'll let you know what happens there. Number 32. Here is victory. The nomination of Jason Frazier's nomination and Julie Adams, all right, to the Fulton County Board of Elections have been successfully stalled. Number 33, we will keep you updated with next steps as we learn more. Here is, 35. At this meeting, the commission will vote on the nomination of Jason Frazier. And here's number 36, and we'll stop here. Jason Frazier is known election denier. He has challenged over 10,000 voter registrations, often baselessly targeting legitimate voters, including military families and the unhoused. His tactics have created chaos in our elections and threaten to suppress voters in Fulton County. Now, you got to read that because although I don't agree with it, this is there. So the AJC, this is my opinion, I have to say this. Attorneys are always standing by. The AJC always says, how can we help? Can we help? Sure, you can help. Because there's no such thing as coincidence. The timing, Jason Frazier, we don't need him to remove or challenge voters. We're on the up and up. Remember, who was the guy? You got his name? That the election board, we got jack shit, okay, this past year. Ryan Germany was the monitor, and the power was totally taken away from the Board of Elections, right? And the Secretary of State in Fulton County made a decision that Ryan Germany is, am I correct, and his team of merry men and women, quite merry group, they became the Fulton County monitors once again. And what did they do? They wrote a stellar report. Everything's amazing over there. Remember? Because I do, Josh. I remember. And I remember the battle. And I don't remember you going to the media. Do you remember Senator Josh McCoon used to go out front of the Capitol and hold those press conferences every day and fight and fight and fight? Where was that Josh McCoon when we were trying to get rules changed down there and get rules passed? Where was that Josh McCoon standing in front of the Gold Dome saying, as chairman, I don't want to see Ryan Germany as the monitor and his team over in Fulton County. I want the election board because the lady on there, what's her name? Oh, hell, I can't remember it now. Dr. Janice Johnston said that something happened behind closed doors in here at the Republican Party. We're not okay with something happened, but where the hell was that Josh McCoon? Because I tell you what, the Super Bowl coach, his ass wasn't on the sidewalk in front of the Gold Dome. In fact, I don't remember him doing a press conference on the Gold Dome unless it was something heroic for him personally, of something great he had done. Now, getting back to this. So the AJC said, how can we help? Number 67. You can't make this up. I could go every day. These people, I just can't. You cannot get away with this shit. Number 67. So the AJC said, how can we help? Once a GOP mission, voter eligibility challenges taken up by Democrat counties. No, say it's not so. Since the 2020 election, Republican activists have challenged the eligibility of hundreds of thousands of Georgia voters. Now, election boards in 2 large Democrat-leaning counties who previously rejected many of these challenges are taking the task of reviewing voters who appear to be improperly registered at post offices and UPS boxes. Where could this be? None other than number 68. Fulton County's about 2,000, and Gwinnett County. Why, hell, you don't say. So Fulton County won't take Josh and Julie. One more time. Fulton County won't take Jason Frazier and Julie Adams. Josh McCoon pulls a stunt. Just 2 days later, the AJC says, how can we help? Or the next day, right? This was out yesterday. Josh is over in Paulding County. He never says 2 years ago we won, we got 1, and why we didn't get 2, right, on there. He never said we actually won the lawsuit. We sued, and they confirmed 1, all right? And he said statute, and he said, hey, there's no other criteria. No, we just can't sit around, is what Josh said. Now, let me clear up the confusion. Now, law, all right, so there's a couple things, and I'm going to try to do this number 30. Now, this is a national treasure. I told you this earlier. This is Voter GA, and Voter GA has Part 1, Chapter 14, Section 33, Part 1, Chapter 2, Article 2, Code of Ethics, blah, 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 blah. Now, Voter GA does an amazing job at explaining Fulton County's statutes, rules, their law, and their charter that they are supposed to operate by. Amazing. Now take that down. Keep in mind, the law never in stone requires a commission to accept your nomination. Remember, the word is nominee, okay? It's nominee. What's a nominee? I mean, and the nominees are, right? That doesn't mean you won. That doesn't mean you're getting the prize. That doesn't mean the Oscar's going home with you. It's a nominee. You've been nominated. Got it? Now, the point is, the law does not mandate Republican or Democrat. The law says when I say the law, we start out with the party of the top vote getter for governor in Georgia. It doesn't say Republican Party. The party of the top vote getter for governor of Georgia. The party with the second most votes for governor. So that's just assumed it's Republican and Democrat. If God, one of these days, if the Libertarian was the second, that would be who would put up a nominee. So we're going to stay clear with that, all right? Josh knows this. He can't tell you this. He's stressed out. He is totally stressed out because he is the greatest election integrity person. Sally Grubbs, remember, all right? Give me number... did I bring it over? I may not have brought it over because I have a lot to... Yeah, here, give me number 40. Sally Grubbs knows this, all right? I brought it up yesterday. So, and, right, Sally Grubbs, the state of Georgia must, the Secretary of State must act. Okay, let me tell you something. Last year, would have been the time to act, Sally. Last year would have been the time for Josh McCoon to go sit down in the governor's office, which he claims he has an open door to. Last year would have been the time for the chairman to go sit down in the lieutenant governor's office. Last year would have been the time for the chairman to go sit down with the Speaker of the House, John Burns, and say to all three, here's what our party is requesting in legislation. One, the Board of Elections. We need our Board of Elections separated. We don't need to go out there and brag that we have a good bill that could not get through. You pay attention, folks. He's going out there, we got a good bill. But the Republicans, wait a minute, we're the Republican Party, so the Republican governor, Republican lieutenant governor, Republican Speaker of the House. Well, we're the Republican Party. We have a good bill, but although those are Republicans, we couldn't get it through. Josh, do you hear yourself? Or is it just me that picks up you're full of shit, right? We have a good bill. That strengthens the Board of Elections. We have a good bill. That removes us from Eric. We have a good bill. A bill that separates the Secretary of State from the Board of Elections. We have a good bill. But we'll get it next year. But Sally says we need the Secretary of State must act. The Georgia Attorney General must act. Must act. Everybody must act. When, Sally? And then number 41. All right, number 41. You can't make this up. This guy is friggin' unreal. All right? It is disgusting that the proposed Board of Elections choices, right, were voted down. I stand with Julie. I stand with Fulton County. It's time to fight for what's right. Go, Sally, go. Oh, by the way, we fixed number 26. Put this up. So let this resonate for a minute, okay? Because she's on there doing her usual. I know the truth. I know what really happened. I want to be first vice chair. I'm going to help do anything Josh needs. I'm going to carry because I'm top shit stirrer in the state of Georgia. There it is. We couldn't see it on the cauldron yesterday of her swirling her little turd stew there. Oh, this is terrible. I got to retract that. Well, I can't. It's in the recording. So take that down. Anyhow, so now the nominee, let me get back to that to cut out the confusion. You see, if the Republican Party in your town, Republican Party in your county, if you had a Board of Election for a long time, Fulton County, Union County, Gwinnett County, Peach County, wherever, right? If you had a Board of Election for quite some time, you may have had what they call local legislation. You could have home rule, but you have a charter, you have your legislation, you have your county rules for that election, right? Board of Elections. Now, Board of Elections are run locally in the county, but Board of Elections can't supersede state law that operates elections. So they'll tell you on this hand, it's the left hand, that your county operates your elections and has the freedom to do that. But over on this hand, the state of Georgia has laws that are up under the Secretary of State's office, who is the overseer of all elections in Georgia. Whether you like it or not, these are the facts. Josh knows it. So this hand can't do things that this hand, the state, says you can't do. So no matter how long you've had a Board of Elections, believe it or not, there has been an out for your commissioners. So if you're the Republican Party and you nominate someone that has quite a bad track record, they have to be a registered voter. They have to be legally able to vote. All right, there's no other criteria. But if you put someone up there well, I don't know. Let's go back to the 50s and 60s. That's the town drunk. We'll call it the town drunk. Don't get mad at me. Your Board of Commission has always had the out to say to you, the Republican Party or Democrat Party, no, send me someone else. They've always had that option. They have never been required. Now, a lot of charters in counties that have Board of Commissions have it written in that the Republican can send to and the Democrat can send to. All right? They have it. But at no time, because a 5 Board of Election Commission, supposed to be Democrat gets 2, Republican gets 2, and then the commission gets 1. 5-person board. Some of them are 3. But that being said, they don't have to. They've always had an out. The commission can say to you, Mr. Republican, send us someone else. Let's stay with that one first. Send us someone else. They can always do that. We'll take someone else, not this one. We have our reasons. We just have our reasons. This one can't be on. They can do that. They've always had that option. Whether you believe me or not, they always have. And then the party submits someone else. Now, here's the other thing that's happened in the last couple of years that Josh let happen. Now you have counties that have rewritten or have new boards that they did not write, or they wrote new rules in their county. We'll take a known Republican, but it doesn't have to be from you, the party. There's a second option. Well, no, we're the party. You have to take our nominee. No, we rewrote the rules a couple years ago. We're going to take a Republican, but we're taking it from over here, and they're a Republican. So that's a second thing. See, this is so convoluted. And Josh knows it's convoluted. And Josh knows the precedents and the things that have been set in so many different counties in the state are so convoluted that I do not think, because you never guess a judge, that you could win any case in court demanding a party nominee without question goes on the board. That's why Josh said what he said. I can play it again. He said, confirmed one. They only confirmed 1. And the statute, he never said it. He said it hasn't been decided in the court. He stayed so neutral. He didn't stand in front of that audience last night and say, what happened in Fulton County? Well, let me tell you what happened in Fulton County. According to this law, according to this law, and according to this rule, and according to my conversation with the governor this afternoon, we will not stop before our party, who the governor is a Republican, and I spoke to the Speaker of the House, and I spoke to the Lieutenant Governor. We will not stop until the laws overseeing this are applied in Fulton County, puts Jason Frazier and Julie Adams on there. He didn't say that because he can't. He can't. Now, yesterday, I got things a little confused. So if you have the old rule, what I call the old rule, in your county, as long as your commission keeps going by it, there's nothing wrong. No one gets in trouble. It's not like you get in trouble. So if you have a county commission, and your party puts up 2 nominees, and your Democrats put up 2 nominees, and they pick one, and everybody's happy, and they're rolling through life, nothing gets said. It's okay. But the day that you get a commission that someone on there says, no, we're not taking that person, that's when that'll change. Because somebody asked me a question, are we safe in this county? Because our rule says, yes, you're safe in that county. Your rule is fine. As long as there's no pushback and your commission doesn't say something different, you can keep doing that. But just because your commission is taken to Republicans, taken to Democrats, or taking the ones that you put forward does not mean, quote, that is the law and that they're obligated to do it. I'll look you right in the eye. They're not. Now, then you have the counties that wrote, well, we'll take a Republican, but it doesn't have to be from your party. Now, here's the one that upsets a lot of people that I put out yesterday. And I'm going to say, this is my personal belief for clarification. I don't want anybody confused. Now, number 15, we talked about this. I want 15 and 16. We talked about this, all right? There was approximately 25 counties that still, and the reason this is big to me, all right, because I got pushback yesterday that this does not govern the counties that already have an election board in place. Okay. That's not an argument for me, all right? What I'm saying is, in 2025, January of 2025, while Josh was busy with Trump Force 47, while Josh was busy partying at the steakhouse, while Josh was busy, a new rule went in effect January 1st of 2025. Went in effect, all right? And they had to write the new created December 15th, they had to create their board. So you have 25 probate judges, counties around the state that the probate judges administered the election. Now, they didn't do anything different. They administer the same election that you have, right? But the state said, we're going to take these probate judges and we're going to change the law that probate judges no longer administered elections in Georgia. And we're going to require those counties to put a board of elections in. Now, all they had to do, and this is what you got to think about, and this is where I would argue in court, number 16, all they had to do was say, you know what? And this is part of the bill, SB 212. You know what? Probate judges no longer administer elections. Counties must put a board of elections in and follow current law dictating and creating a board of election, and it's done. But they didn't, and the governor signed this. They didn't. They instructed them how to write it. That's where I make the argument. You see, the last language in law signed by Governor Kemp is this language. So they could have said, no probate judges, no more. The 25 counties, we're just going to change that. That's part of the law. You follow the old rules that's already in place. Fulton County, Fannin County, Union County, Gwinnett, all over the state, Chatham County. You put your board together like them and move on. But they didn't. They codified language in a law. And it's the last language that discusses a board of elections in the state of Georgia. Now, I said this yesterday. This would be my argument. Why do they get to do something and I don't? Why do I have to do something and this county doesn't? So the only thing I want you to see in this language is this right here. And this has been my argument. Now, this is not something I want to win. I don't want to win this argument because I'm not the judge. But you see, a county governing authority may adopt an ordinance expanding a board members. Each of them shall be an elector, blah, 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 right? That's what Josh said. That's the criteria. So Josh is correct. There's the criteria. Who shall be appointed by the county governing authority. That is all correct. You see, you make the nomination, the county authority commission, 5-man commission, 5-person commission, whatever it may be, 3-person, regardless, or sole commission. All right? That's who gets the final authority. Okay? The word authority is big in this. The word authority is large. The County Executive Committee of political parties whose candidate at the last preceding regular election held the election governor received the largest and second largest. It does not say Republican. It does not say Democrat. It doesn't. Top vote getter, second top. You get to nominate, okay? A list of recommended appointees, a list to the county governing authority for appointment pursuant codes, no obligation to appoint any person listed on such list of recommended appointees. Now, why would they write that? Why would they write that in the take the probate judges off? Why would they write those sentences? Why would Republican lawmakers write a bill like this, put it up for a vote, the House and Senate vote on it, and why would a Republican governor, wanting to maintain our majorities, wanting to keep an eye on our elections, why would they ever write those sentences right there to greenlight some commission that may be Democrats of not putting Republicans? That's almost like Fulton County on it. Why would they do that? And why would the Republican Party of Georgia, Josh McCoon, not search that out? And why would they allow that to go forward? And why would they not really fight tooth and nail to protect the state election board and all of our election boards around the state? No, Josh will stand up and tell you what an amazing election integrity history he has. He has defended and fought and done this and done that, more lawsuits than ever in Georgia. Why, he's just amazing. There was 70 attorneys. He could bring in 70 attorneys and put them up at the hotel downtown. Give them steak, room service, give them steak. All right, money's no option. He could do that. He protected everything under the sun except your local county election board, except your state election board. He did not fight for you. So you could tell me, maybe I sound confusing, but at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, you're up shit's creek when it comes to your election boards around Georgia, and Josh allowed it to happen. Tell me where I'm wrong. It's in black and white. There's never been a day. You know what? Give me number 23, 22. Here is Josh doing his stunt down in Fulton County. Now, Jason Frazier, American hero. But here he is, and there's Fat Boy Slim videoing him, right? And Josh knows. I could play that video all day. He says statute. He says the statute says. He never cites law. He never forces they're committed. He never forces they have to. He's called all the bigwigs in. I'm calling Michael at the RNC. I'm going to call Michael. We'll see what he says. I'm getting the bigwigs. I'm going to call, is it Geronimo? No, it's Mongo. I'm going to call Mongo because Jason's on the bigwig team at the RNC. I'll call Mongo. Right? What, Josh? Why did your ass show up there and not the state election board? Why did your ass show up there and not Brian Kemp's office and not John Burns's office and what's that guy at the lieutenant governor? What's his name? I had it here a minute ago. What is his name, Diane? The guy in the lieutenant. Burt Jones. Why don't you go down? Why don't your ass show up there? Why did he wait till 2 o'clock on a Friday? Why were you 22 days into the session before you said, oh, here's our legislative priorities this year? Why did you wait? Why did you wait till 2 o'clock on the last day of sine die begging for HB 397 to get passed, knowing it was already dead? Where was Brad Carver at a time like this? My God, Brad, we must save election integrity by protecting our Board of Elections all through the state. So whether you have a county that has rules and your county commission is Republican and following those rules, good for you. But when that county hits the wall and says, no, we're not going to take it, watch what happens. Or whether you're a new county of 25 that no one protected your county. That commission could they pick who they want, right? Or whether you're Fulton County and you have rules, but you say, challenge me on them. There's nothing to fall back on. Nothing. And you know what? Let me tell you why I'm upset about this. I'll tell you why I'm upset about this. Because in Pickens County, Georgia, and I'll tell you why I'm angry. I'm angry as hell. In Pickens County, Georgia, I was in the room, and I have the video. I watched their Board of Elections vote to do a recount, a hard paper recount. All right? I watched their Board of Elections in Pickens County vote to do a hard paper recount of the Secretary of State's race in the primary with Brad Raffensperger because they did not believe there was any way Brad Raffensperger received the vote that the election showed, and they did not want to do one of those rolling audits. What do you call those audits? But anyhow, a rolling audit, they didn't want to do that. They wanted to do it. And their election board voted yes. And you know what? One Democrat voted yes, and 2 Republicans. You know who the Republicans were? 2 Republicans that the Pickens County Republican Party put on that board. And they voted yes. But guess what? Swooped in real quick, Secretary of State, and stopped it with a lawsuit. Stopped it. Sent them a letter or something, I don't have it with me, saying you can't do that. And they tried to go to court to do it, and the court said, no, you can't do it. But that county election board voted to do that recount. I watched it with 2 Republicans. We should have fought that battle like you would not believe. But then he stands up, give me number 24. This is Josh and Sally. And they stand up and say, hey, this is, we're going to protect everything. If you'll just get us in 2026, 23, here's Josh telling you how amazing, standing up for fair elections in Fulton County on behalf of the Georgia Republican Party. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. Now, so we got to close. Let's go through a couple of these. Number 7, Josh, I didn't have time to go into that. I want to go give Diane an opportunity to get her weekend started. Don't forget, Cobb County went blue, multiple blues. Cobb went the wrong direction. Sally was running Cobb County. Just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. Number 10, the Eagles Club. Here we go. Karaoke partners. All right. What are they singing probably? What was that Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton song? Islands in the Stream. I'll bet you Josh and John Garst, give me 18. I bet you they won an award singing Islands in the Stream. Is that it? What is it? Right. There you go. Number 10, Eagles Club. Number 11, my personal trainer. Here is Travis trying to calm Josh down because he's angry. He's an angry little elf. Number 12, okay? There you go. Just 2 more weeks, Pookie. Just 2 more weeks. Relax. Stop sweating up there. We're going to be to Dalton in just 2 more weeks. I've got your back. I've got you covered. I even got Fat Boy Slim on our side now. That's not right. I have to stop doing that. Then we have Sally. Sally is the shit stirrer of the state of Georgia. And then we have these graphics are coming in. I'm going to end up doing an entire program from graphics you send in. And then you know who you are out there. There's some graphics I cannot use. You know who you are. All right. But there's the shit stir. Yes, yes. We call it turd stew. Ooh, that's nasty, Sally. Sally's stirring up a little turd stew there with her shit stirring across the state. Then we have the Karens. And you guys, we're going to have to do a safe space. We're going to do the Georgia. I need a facility like here it is. Join the club today, the Georgia GOP Karen headquarters, right? With doors. Enter here. Safe spaces available for you and your friends. So let's go here. Give me number 27. Here are some of the Karens of the Georgia GOP. 27, there you go. They get the American Express card there. Ooh, wow. Ooh, they get the rotisserie going, and there is Shelley Winters, and there's Sally, and there's Fredericks. He's double fisting it. I got to give it to you there. Debbie and Travis have floaties on. Good with the floaties. I like that move. Josh is doing a cannonball. But if you blink, what happens? Ooh, the attack dog shows up. So the attack dog shows up if you blink. Now, yesterday I showed you this, and I thought it was very nasty. And I just want to leave with this because this individual, no one pushes back. And let's see if I have this. Let's see. Rebuild. I don't want to do that. Yeah, give me this one right here, and we'll get out, Diane. Give me 1 hour, 17 minutes. 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 20 seconds. I think that's the one I want. If it's not, we'll get out. 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 20 seconds, if you could. All right. I just want to show you something before we go today.
You can probably tell that I'm probably not on my opponent's Christmas card list. I think it's important if you're running for this position to be able to bring people together. And you've got to talk to people from lots of different corners of the party. Now, during this campaign, my opponent has compared me to human excrement. He is.
All right, so he goes on to say David's called him all this stuff, called, volunteers cancer. Now, he goes on to say how bad David is, and if you're going to be chair, you got to bring people together. Well, let me just show you something. Until Josh McCoon stands up as a man, he doesn't have to be a woman in this case, even though I've heard cross-dressing stories. I've just heard parties at the Eagles Club. Don't attack me, okay? So if this is a man, sorry, this is not chauvinistic for you out there. I'm not a bigot, Debbie. Bigot. He's a bigot. He's a racist. He's homophobic. He's anti-Semitic. He's bad. That would be BKP. Give me number 25. Where's that, Diane? Let's move this along so we can get the hell out of here. So until Josh McCoon, a man, bring people together and get mad at David and say, David's called me this and David's called me that. When he denounces Debbie Dooley and says, you know what? There is absolutely no place for this. It's not in the Georgia Republican Party. What she does is there's no place for it, right? Because we have the video of her jumping up and hugging Josh and all these pictures. So we know we have that. Remember the team picture they took together? And then the other day, this guy right here who has done attacks for years. Now, they attack me. about people, oh, I'm this, and somebody does business, and we'll cover this Monday. But this guy right here, number 19, I could show you the people that do business with this guy. Yes. They do business, and Josh has never asked any of those people. Now, Bill Simon, I'm not putting this up to fight Bill Simon, but he writes a lot of stuff. Debbie praises it, retweets it. Not one pushback. Sally wasn't charged with anything. She was a witness. These half-ass POSs like Tim Sharp deserve to be gang raped in prison. I put this up. This is disgusting. This is terrible. Now, me just saying, who's the Jew? Betsy Kramer. I'm not anti-Semitic. I mean no harm. I do not advocate. I will not advocate, participate, or do anything that would sound anyway violent against my brother or my sister. Period. But they put out all kinds of lying ass shit on me. Josh has gone crazy about it. Not a word. Not a word. Or by his own troops in Vietnam. Animal House reference to the confused. Now, he's upset. Why is he upset? Because yesterday, you cannot. Yesterday, give me number 93, right? They removed it. X removed it. Violated our rules against violent speech. Me, bigot. Me, anti-Semitic. Me, homophobic. What else am I? Anti-Semitic, bigot, homophobic, racist. Can't forget racist, right? Not a word, not a word. No, not a word. You may not share abusive content, harass someone, or encourage people to do so. That I don't know why that came up, but that's what it says, to do so. You can't do that. All right? They took that down. He is angry because he didn't get his freedom of speech. You cannot advocate this. You can't do that. You can't advocate harm. And I never do and never will. Hey, have a great weekend. Monday, do me a favor. Monday, honor. Honor the ones that wore the uniform, the men and women that have gone on to the great heaven in the sky. Just say that. Honor them Monday. It's Memorial Day. Now, I told you this. We're going to close with this. This is an old phone. I won't go into great detail. It ran out of memory. I couldn't figure out why. I started going through here. There's a recorder app on here that's years old. This is an old phone, cracked screen, everything. It's on its last leg. So I was trying to delete things to memory, and I found a 1-hour conversation with Chairman McCoon. I've not decided if I should release that, but it answers all the, it highlights all the BS that he keeps campaigning on. So I'm trying to make that decision. Let me know if I accidentally, recorded something. Is it right? Is it right to do that? I'm not for sure. I've got to ponder it. When I say ponder it, I really have to pray on it. I got to be just straight up. I got to pray on it and make sure I feel good about it, because I'm not like them, because they're what? Diane, throw up, let's end the weekend. Diane's like, when the hell are we getting out of here? That's the fourth time he said, let's go with video 6.
These people are evil people.
And might as well, let's roll this one for the for you know what and giggles, for blank and giggles, video 4.
0.2. Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Was that wrong? Well, think about it, and I'll see you Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Diane, you have a great weekend. You have a great weekend. I will have a great weekend. My pooches are going to have a great weekend. I have a cigar. All the above. I'm out.